Hello, I'm Benny Westside, and today we're looking at a crash course for Green Goblin. Congratulations on unlocking Green Goblin with the trials. We're going to look at his abilities, his T4 upgrades, ISO 8 options, and overall just building him and investment opportunities. So this is the test server. I quickly went through enough milestones to get his shards, so let's recruit him. Gonna take him up to 80. And we can look at his abilities together. So let's start with his passive. I'm gonna do all the basic upgrades. Alright. So on spawn he's gonna gain 3 charges up to a maximum of 5. In Crucible he's gonna gain speed bar on spawn. While he has charge, he's gonna lower damage and resistance on all enemies. If he's charged on enemy turn, he's gonna attack them and flip stuff, and he's gonna gain 20% max health for himself and all Sinister 6 allies. With the T4 upgrade, that passive aggression is going to gain 50% more damage, and this is very cool. While he has charged, ability block and vulnerable cannot be applied to him or his team. This is very big. Granted, he loses his charges pretty frequently. It says at the end of any enemy turn. But he gives himself 3 on spawn. He gets 2 from Doc Ock. And then once he's awakened, he's going to be able to give himself 2 on his ultimate. But we'll get there. So he has methods of regaining his charges. Even with that, early on, until the enemy has taken 3 turns. But with the Doc Ock charges, let's give it 5. They're not going to be able to apply ability block or vulnerable. That's very, very big. This is quite a valuable T4, and I would consider this essential. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Let's look at his ultimate, which comes on turn 1. Let's do the base upgrades. Alright. Clear barrier on all enemies before he attacks. Attack all enemies for 150 plus 75 to any target with safeguard. Flip 1 positive effect and apply heal block. Reduce speed bar. And then in Crucible, clear 1 charge. He's going to repeat this 2 additional times. So 3 times he's going to reduce speed bar. And if he has a full board of Sinister 6 allies, including summons, mirror images, etc., that's 9 times 2, 18, 20. That could be a 60% rewind. If I did my quick math right, I think I did. That could be a 60% rewind on the whole board. And if he only has 4, that is 10. That's 30% rewind on everybody. This is very beautiful. It reduces speed bar, clears stuff, applies heal block, and he's gonna attempt it 3 times. So the T4 upgrade, if a target does not have any positive effects, he's gonna apply trauma. And if he has 1 or more Sinister 6 protector allies, apply safeguard. Immediately, yes. Trauma, safeguard, these are very valuable effects, and we want to have them. We're going to talk about awakening later on. So let's look at his special. This also comes ready on turn 1. So on offense, you have the option to do this or the ultimate. And it's on a 2-turn cooldown, which is a fantastic, it's very quick turnaround. Let's see. Gain offense up and speed up. Clear barrier. Attack primary for 300. Reduce speed bar. Flip 1 random positive effect to defense down. Flip all other positive effects. Apply heal block. If he has safeguard, he's going to gain offense up and speed up for 2 turns. Attack for more damage. And then reduce speed bar even more. This is unblockable, undodgeable, uncounterable. All right. If he has the T4, he's going to do more damage. He's going to apply trauma. And then in Crucible, it's trauma for 2 turns. Again, immediately, yes. This is a single target nuke. You want as much damage as possible. It went from 300 to 650, more than doubled the damage output. It added trauma. It added, yeah, that's it. It added damage and trauma, but big damage. All right. Let's look at his basic. Okay. Attack primary and adjacent for damage. Apply defense down. This cannot be counterattacked. 60% damage to primary and secondary. I'd say this is an okay attack. It is spread, so it's 60% on maybe 3 targets, possibly 6 targets. So it's a solid upgrade, but I would not consider this essential. It's a good value upgrade. But this has an awakening, so I'm going to press it to see what we have there. All right, so we don't know how awakening is going to work yet. They've announced that the Black Cat awakening is going to be through Incursion 2. Possibly Green Goblin as well. We don't know yet. That's way down in the future, but let's just take a look at it. On Crucible offense, he's going to apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all superior 6 allies. Right now, in this current season, they get this from the season rules. So it's kind of nice that they set it up that way. So until we can naturally awaken him, we're going to get it from the season rules. And then down the line, he's going to be able to do that himself. That's cool. We're going to want this, of course. Defense up on spawn is immensely valuable. But again, we don't know how we're going to get there. But it also means it puts more value on the T4 upgrade, because you're not going to be able to do this unless you have the T4, obviously. All right, let's look at his ultimate. On Crucible offense, we mentioned this before, he's going to gain 2 charges. I think this is very good. We're going to want this. His charges are really valuable. Even if he doesn't spend them, even if your allies are hitting, that's even better, because... actually, it doesn't matter, because if your enemies aren't attacking, they can't apply vulnerable. Alright, but, you know, him getting more charges is always good. Never mind the stupid logic. Okay. Now, on his basic, he's gonna gain 10% crit chance for each Spider-Verse character that is present only on Crucible offense. This is nice. That can be a big damage bump for him, considering you're probably going to run him on a full Spider-Verse team and might be running into the mirror. That's like more than 100%. Well, that's going to give him 90% crit chance on this attack, but if with his base, that's 100, but if he's a raider, it's even more. Anyway, so that's good. It's nothing game breaking, but it's nice. All right, looking at his ISOs. So you're likely going to open with the ultimate. His speed stat is 128, so he's going to go pretty early. And this is an AoE that hits every target 3 times. Raider is a fantastic choice for him. You're going to be spraying the field with vulnerables for everybody else to come in and follow up with ISO attacks. His ISO attack applies defense down, which his special also applies defense down, and then his ultimate has a good chance of applying it because he's going to be flipping buffs. So, like, the effect on that maybe isn't as important, but just increasing his damage, I would say Striker is a solid choice for him, but Raider seems to be maybe a safer choice in the beginning. I think he's probably going to go back and forth between the two. One thing to note, he has trauma, but he doesn't have ability blocks or stuns, which really make focus a big issue. So I'm not gonna say for him at lower stars you should try to compensate for focus with the skirmisher crutch. He probably is not gonna need that. I would just go for the damage with Raider. But with the logic that Striker is also a good option for him, especially depending on which Sinister 6 comp you're running, as it is a more fluid team. You're gonna want to look at the five that you're running to decide today is he a Raider or a Striker. Tomorrow is he a Raider or a Striker, depending on tomorrow's comp. So that's gonna be that. Um, okay, before we move on, I want to ask you: are you more excited to run him in Crucible or in War? For me, I'm excited for Crucible, but I feel like I'm more hyped to run him in War. That's gonna be the more theory crafty uh, place to use him, so I'm a little more excited for that one. Um, but we'll see. Anyway, let me know in the comments. I'm curious what everybody else is looking forward to with him. And then in terms of investment, he's a legendary. If you haven't done Dark Dimension 6 legendary yet, he is like a top consideration. Definitely bring him. He takes tech, he takes Oz, and I believe he takes 3 sets of minis. That's amazing. Bring him. If you can bring Doc Ock with him, even better. You're gonna breeze through the legendary sections with that coupling. But if you've already passed Dark Dimension 6 legendary, still build him as far as you're willing to or able to. He's gonna serve you well in War, in Crucible. I don't know if we're gonna see him in Arena. We might. That remains to be seen. I'd be very curious to see if he does that. That'll be very exciting. I think he's a great character, great plug and play character, and just with this flexible team, just gonna be a very fun tune to play with. All right. In short, the T4s on his special, his ultimate, his passive are must-haves. His basic is alright. If you have it to spare, go for it. It's a good damage bump, especially if you're going to be running him frequently as a striker. That's going to be even more value. His ISO class, I'm saying Raider is the safer choice, but he's going to be somebody that flexes back and forth between Raider and striker depending on the specific comp probably. Like for example, Nova for me is in that spot. And then beyond that, build him as far as possible. He's gonna be great. I'm very excited to unlock him on my actual account. We're gonna probably do it on stream. I'll do videos on the trial event. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm looking forward to enjoying it with you guys, sharing it with you guys, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on Green Goblin. Thank you for going over this crash course with me. I hope to see you in the next one.